Great. Well, we have a question from the audience. So I'll read it and then, we have two questions from the audience. Okay. So the first one is, what role do you think representation plays in increasing access? And how do you think about it as it relates to advertising your programs? Carlos, you want to take that?
Our own programs in general, we're talking about diversity in digital products. When you look at a website, and automatically there might be a bias. Maybe the hand that is displaying that, or the photo that you are seeing, is someone who is white, and it's maybe the other person doesn't feel connected just because of that. So diversity or inclusion has to play a role in every single action. And that's why I think it's a cultural shift. We can't just go from 0 to 100, or it's not just about, oh, wow, Carlos just gave me this idea. Let's replace the photo stock photo on our homepage and put a different color. That is not the point. But it's really trying to represent your user. Because the way I think about this is, our business, our school is global. Actually, there are more students outside the US than in the US at this point. So if we want them to feel welcome, if we want them to know that it's actually true that you can get a product management job even if you don't live in Silicon Valley, then they also need to see role models. And this is similar to what you said before, Angela. It's like sometimes just showing people that there are others that look like them, that they made it, and that they are humans, that they are not just a poster. They are with you. They're spending time with you. That can change lives. So we take that to heart. And obviously, we try to use different tactics. So we are now in Hispanic Heritage Month. So we did a special campaign around highlighting Latinx product leaders. We do something similar in February when it's Black History Month. We do something similar on March 8th when it's International Women's Day. So I think all of those things help, but I don't think it's enough. So I'm always open to what else we can do as an industry to generate more inclusivity.
Wonderful. What about you, Ludo? Anything you want to add?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. So I think we are doing it, and I will qualify it without thinking too much about it. And let me explain what I mean by that. I have this example of we are writing stories about our graduates every week. So every week we see the results from our employment surveys coming in, and we know when actually a graduate found a job and is interested to talk to us. And so we are every week picking, the next one. There is no decision or no evaluation of, okay, should we pick that one because of that criteria? And, there is no master plan in terms of, are we going to be conscious about doing representation because we want to display, that certain percentage of minority or that certain percentage of audience or age. However, if you go to our website and you look for those testimonials, you'll find, I think, something that's very representative of our audience in terms of actually being super diverse from a gender standpoint, from a race standpoint, and an age standpoint. And so that's kind of what I mean. We're doing it without overthinking it. Like, we actually don't have to to necessarily kind of change our ways because our audience is diverse and we're kind of picking a little bit randomly from it. We actually are able to show what our representation of our customer base is on our website.
Right. Well, it seems like both of your companies have had, whether it's intentionally in every way or in some ways less intentionally, just given sort of your price points and the way that you structured your programs to begin with, have always had probably a more diverse set of students than a traditional computer science program or MBA. I don't know what we compare you to, Carlos. So in some ways, representing yourself is representing the diversity that's there. It doesn't sound like it's something you have to stretch to do, but obviously you always want to increase inclusivity and make sure if anyone comes in, whoever they are, knows that there's a home for them and that there's success for them, right?
Yeah, I think that's a great point. It is for us definitely not as intentional, but I think you nail it. It's just because the foundations of the business is to be so open to everyone that we don't have to think twice and be so intentional about proving that we're diverse, because by default or by design we are.
Right. That's good. That's good product management, right, Carlos?
And one point I want to make on this, yes, that good product management is that
For
I don't think
future.
that being more diverse, meaning reducing the quality bar, because there's a lot of amazing talent out there. So by saying, oh, we need more women, for example, or we need people of different levels of seniority, that doesn't mean that your product or your company is going to suffer. It's just that we may need to look extra hard at the very beginning if you are not into this motion. But the more you do it, the more natural it will happen to lose
Yeah.
that point, to a point where you don't even need to think about it.
Right. And we've experienced that at Climb too in hiring. It's not about changing the requirements of the job. It's about changing the requirements of your funnel, right?
Yeah.
And saying, we're not going to just let passive candidates be our only pipeline, right? Or only if you're a company that it wants to be more diverse, then you're not going to you shouldn't just focus on referrals, because by definition, they'll probably won't be that diverse. And so it's about putting that energy at the top end, not saying that you're going to change kind of the requirements of the job or of the program.